The spiritual law of limitation refers to the concept that there are certain limitations placed upon us, whether through our beliefs, thoughts, or emotional patterns. It emphasizes that overcoming inner constraints, such as fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs, is essential for true spiritual freedom and enlightenment. In spiritual contexts, the law of limitation is a reminder that personal growth, transformation, and alignment with one's highest potential require the awareness and transcendence of these limitations. For example, if you were a customer service rep, you would not apply to a job as a doctor. There are some limitations there. This limitation should be respected as it requires extensive education and residency to become a doctor in order to perform the job effectively. This, however, should not be a limitation you put on yourself, as you can achieve the goal of becoming a doctor in the future by pursuing the necessary education and training needed. Key aspects of the spiritual law of limitation: beliefs and conditioning. Many spiritual traditions suggest that limitations arise from the beliefs we hold, which are often shaped by upbringing, culture, societal expectations, and past experiences. For instance, a person might believe they are unworthy of success, happiness, or love, and thus limit their potential by not pursuing their dreams or goals. Fear and doubt. Fear is one of the most significant limitations in spiritual practice. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of judgment can prevent a person from taking action towards spiritual growth or embracing their full potential. Doubt, particularly self-doubt, can prevent individuals from trusting their intuition or higher self. The illusion of separation. A key aspect of many spiritual teachings is the idea that humans are not separate from God. The feeling of separation, the belief that we are isolated or disconnected from the source of all life, is a major limitation. When we identify too strongly with our individual ego or personality, we may fail to recognize our interconnectedness with God and all beings. Personal responsibility. The law of limitation often comes with the understanding, whether consciously or unconsciously. This awareness empowers individuals to break free from these limitations by transforming their thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Many spiritual paths emphasize that by taking personal responsibility for our growth, we are able to recognize and transcend limitations. This includes embracing the idea of being the creator of our reality and understanding that spiritual progress often depends on our willingness to let go of self-imposed restrictions. Limitation as a tool for growth. Let us go back to the example given previously. The fact that you are not a doctor today does not mean you should limit yourself. You can actually use this limitation as a tool for growth or inspiration. You can pursue the required education, training, and skill set needed to become a doctor. Limitations are not seen as entirely negative, but rather as opportunities for growth. The challenges and obstacles we encounter on our spiritual path serve as mirrors, helping us to identify areas of fear, attachment, or unresolved emotions that need healing, which will lead us to improvement. Transcending limitations. To transcend the spiritual law of limitation, we should focus on practices such as meditation, gratitude, prayer, and creating a plan to achieve our goals. Additionally, cultivating qualities like unconditional love, gratitude, and compassion can help break down our perceived barriers of limitation. Patience and divine timing. Some spiritual teachings recognize that limitations exist as part of the natural flow of divine timing. In this context, limitations may be seen not as obstacles, but as necessary pauses for reflection, learning, and preparation for greater spiritual growth. The law of limitation, then, also teaches patience and surrender to the process of life. Transformation and liberation. The ultimate goal of spiritual practice in many traditions is to transcend the limitations of the material world. This is often referred to as liberation. Overcoming limitations is seen as a step toward realizing the true nature of the self, a nature that is free from fear, suffering, and ego-based constraints. Practical application of the spiritual law of limitation. Prayer, work, mindfulness, and awareness. Being aware of your limiting thoughts and beliefs will help in overcoming them. Practices like mindfulness can help identify where you may be holding yourself back unconsciously. Work towards your goals as you literally have no limitations, except the ones you put on yourself. Affirmations and positive thinking. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones can help change the mindset. Spiritual affirmations or prayers can help shift negative thought patterns and allow for personal growth. In conclusion, respect limitations, but do not put any limitations on yourself. The spiritual law of limitation is not necessarily about external forces restricting us, but about the limitations we place on ourselves through our beliefs, perceptions, and attachments. By recognizing and transcending these limitations, we open ourselves to greater spiritual freedom, growth, and alignment with our true essence. Through spiritual practices, personal responsibility, and a commitment to growth, we can break free from these limitations and realize our highest potential. God bless.